I have to turn the radio off because my videos get copyright striked from the radio in the background. So that's disappointing, but it is what it is. I'd much rather have the radio on so I can listen to it while I work in the car. But them's the brakes.
Hi, I'm Tangles. This is my garage and this is my car.
Howdy doody. When I had the fuel leak down there, remember, which I fixed by doing up the hose clamp that had come loose, there was coolant as well. Now I don't know if you can see, there's coolant around this clamp, but it's not coming from there, it's coming from there. Now it was an issue because I was worried it could have possibly been a Welsh plug or something at the back of the engine, and that's obviously a bit of a big job. And obviously the other option was the heater core, which obviously is inside the cabin and stuff. That would have been a problem, but it appears as though it's just this, it's this top hose. I've already done it up, so I just nipped all these hose clamps up. Hopefully that stops it, but I'll just keep an eye on it. It may have been leaking there before, but it wasn't green coolant, so it wasn't noticeable. Having said that, I don't recall seeing any puddles under it there, except for fuel from that rail leak that I had. So hopefully that fixes it. If it's not, at least it's not a big drama. It's just a hose right there, runs around there. It's fine. I can fix that fairly easily. But yeah, hose clamps on this car, man. Sick of them. Coolant leak. What you can see, you should be able to see in there fairly well. You can see some coolant on that bottom hose. It's actually dripping from this top one. And, whoa, drop the camera. And these are just the heater core hoses, I think. Yeah, that's coming out of the heater core. So this hose here coming out loops down, goes in behind the engine and connects on the top one there. Now I've tried just tightening up that hose clamp and it's still leaking, so going to have to undo it. I may have to replace it, but I'll just have a quick look first and see if it's split, or maybe the hose clamp's no good. See if I can find some hose clamps for these fuel lines that are down here that aren't going to come undone again, because that's bad that they did that. Yeah, so this lower one, despite being covered in all the coolant, is not the one that's leaking, it's the top one. Let's get it undone. Now I might lose a little bit of coolant here too, but it might be a necessary evil. So I've got a tray under the car now, hopefully to catch any residual coolant. I have to turn the radio off because my videos get copyright striked from the radio in the background. So that's disappointing, but it is what it is. I'd much rather have the radio on so I can listen to it while I work in the car. But them's the brakes. So that's the boost out of the way. Just trying to get room to work in here. Now this wasn't that tight. I never really had access to it properly before, but I'll just wind the hose clamp off, pull the hose off, inspect the end of it, oops, and then have a look, probably put it back on if it's alright, which I think it probably is. giant hands, man. Freaking hell. I can't even get my fingers in there to get on that side. So the concept is I'll pull on the hose at this end, use a screwdriver to try and pry away at that end. Hopefully it comes up without tearing or breaking or destroying it in every single way. As unlikely as that may seem. Alright, the thing's attached to is held on with a bracket, so let's have a crack at getting that off. Might buy us some room. Alright, so let's have a crack at getting this off. It might be a 10 actually. Looks like it is. I use a 3/8 because it's got a longer extension. I found the long extension for the 1/4 inch, so I'll stick with that. 1, 2, take the glove off because I'll lose these bolts if I try and catch them with my gloves on. Or chisel. So that cable is part of the heater stuff. Hopefully just lifts straight up and over. Like that. Feel pretty damn loose. 1, 2. Now, it's my boost gauge running through that grommet. It's still attached to that assembly somehow. That's the valve that shuts the water off, or on, depending on whether or not you got a heater on. Because that's still attached, I can't really pull it out here. I wanted to pull the whole assembly. Oh, all the other hoses are attached to the same bracket. Alright. I just need some small girlish hands. Ty.
Yes?
Can you get your hand in there and get on around that hose? Quick cloth on. Got a good hold of it? Because you're going to pull it. Okay? Alright. Pull. Stop. Okay, get hold of that hose. Actually, you can wait a second, I'll bolt this bracket back in because it's not helping to have it undone. Wish I could have the radio on. Start working with headphones. Got hold of it?
Yeah.
Wait a second. Okay, pull. Pull harder.
Yeah.
So, pull it back this way. Can you push it? Actually, yeah, push. Push, push. That's it. Okay, so the end of the hose looks fine. I might just replace this hose clamp. Since a few of the hose clamps have shaken loose or come loose in this car, This is a Trident. It should be fine, but leaks are happening. So I got a new hose clamp here. Slip it on. So with the replacement clamp on there, I've inspected the hose, it looks fine. Before I put this back together, I will have a look at the actual fitting. So it looks like it might be leaking from behind this shoulder, which means I probably have to replace this whole fitting. It's going to be hard to tell, but we'll do the best we can, inspect it. Looks alright, but what we can see is if you're looking closely here, the tip of the screwdriver, some light in there. Right there, at the back of that silver looking shoulder is some green staining, so that might be where it's leaking from as opposed to the hose. It's hard to tell with it on there, so I'll put this hose on with the new hose clamp, see if it fixes it. I don't think it will now, looking closely at that. Okay, mister, wait. Okay, push. That's it. More. Can you push harder? Get your hand in as far as you can. Stop, stop. Get your hand under it as far as you can. Further in. Get your whole hand and arm in on that bottom pipe. Oh, I can get my hand in there further than that. Get your hand right under it and right in. That's it. And push forward. Stop there. Alrighty, as you can see, she's fucked. I put the assembly back together and started it up and let it run for a little while, and it was leaking, so I tried to just tighten the hose clamp a bit more, and the nipple has come off broken, so the nipple itself must have been cracked. Yeah. Luckily the tray, the pan to catch fluid is still under there. So right in there, where I'm pointing that torch, actually plug in a screwdriver. So you can see right here, I'll move this over here a bit. That is now separate. That's still got the nipple in the hose. Right there. So that assembly here, as per what I suggested might need to happen, has to be replaced.